Welcome in, everyone. It is Monday morning here in Sebring as we have elimination bracket play for Dixie Youth Baseball, this AA Machine Pitch State Tournament here in Sebring. We're going to have a game between South Sumter, the away team, and Bartow, the home team. Both of these teams advancing from pool play the past 2 days to enter this double elimination bracket tournament. So this isn't an elimination game. It's going to be the first game. One of these teams will go on to the winner's bracket, and one of them will go on to the loser's bracket. We're going to go through the lineups real quick. We're going to start with South Sumter as they're the away team, and we'll be batting first. Starting off, number 44, Tyson Lake. Number 34, Kingston Green. Number 8, Samuel Craig. Number 42, Bubba Boone. Number 33, Hunter Gill. Number 9, Gabriel McCarthy. Number 5, A.J. Tennille. Number 41, Anthony Sparks. Number 14, Wes Amons. Number 22, Gabriel Sabalona. Number 13, Bryson Mitchell. And number 6, Logan Ward. On the other side for Bartow, leading off is going to be number 21, Lane Holly. Number 42, Marcus Johnson. Number 3, Hunter Parker. Number 11, Lane Slaughter. Number 2, Clayton Fredericks. Number 23, Elijah Jenkins. Number 5, Braden Williams. Number 10, Porter Yates. Number 4, Bryce Wimberly. Number 1, A.J. Phillips. Number 88, Grayson Kilpatrick. And number 00, Ryder Music. We'll play an hour and a half or an hour or 7 innings, whichever comes first. The run rule in an inning is 7 runs maximum. Unless we're in the 6th inning, then there is no run limit. Players will see 3 pitches or see 5 pitches. Can be called out if they swing at 3 pitches and miss 3 strikes, or if on the 5th pitch of the at-bat, they have to make contact to stay alive. As we're getting ready for play here, as the umpires and coaches are working with the pitching machine out on the field, that's why we have a slight delay. Behind the plate for Bartow is going to be number 11, Lane Slaughter. He's going to take these practice pitches while number 44, Tyson Lake, waits on deck for his plate appearance. Practice pitch comes in, and that one looks like it was right over the heart of the plate. But they'll take one more. It looks like they all agree about the placement of the pitch, and we're ready to play ball. The hands are shaking between the coaches on the mound, and we're ready to play. And here comes the first pitch of this game between Bartow and South Sumter. South Sumter up to bat as Tyson Lake squares around the bunt but doesn't offer at it. And this game is underway. The first game of the double elimination bracket between these two teams. Lake swings and hits this one. Rocket out into the outfield. It gets past to the outfielder of Bartow, number 23, Elijah Jenkins, and that's going to be a leadoff double for Lake. As that leadoff double for Lake is going to bring up number 34, Kingston Green. Good piece of hitting there by Lake, as then he takes third on the pitch. This one swung right over top by Green. He takes a big hack at that one. South Sumter is the 1 seed in this bracket. Bartow, the 2 seed. And this one hit out into left field. Another play out there for Elijah Jenkins. This one bounces off his glove. That's going to be a single for Green and an RBI. As Lake comes around to score from third, South Sumter takes the 1-0 lead. 2 hard-hit balls to begin this game for South Sumter. Number 8, Samuel Craig, now at the plate. As Craig watches the first pitch, no steal attempt there by Green. Bartow gets the ball back into number 10, Porter Yates, who's the pitcher in the circle for Bartow. This one hit right back up the middle, goes right through Yates' legs. But a good play out there in the center fielder by Bartow. They get the ball back in quickly and get the force out at second. Green is going to be out. Craig is going to be on first with the single. Kingston Green gets out at second, and it brings up number 42, Bubba Boone. That was the first out of the inning for South Sumter as Boone squares around a bunt, and there's Samuel Craig taking off for second, and he steals it easily. No throw there by Lane Slaughter. Big first out of the inning there from Bartow. As South Sumter's been hitting the ball hard so far in this inning. This one's popped up behind the plate. Great play there made by Lane Slaughter to bring that ball down in foul territory. Bubba Boone's going to go down with the fly out. And that's going to bring up number 33, Hunter Gill, the lefty. If you're watching this game on JockJive.com, I welcome you in. I'm Anthony Crum. If you want to send in any shout-outs, you can into the number you see on the screen at 410-903-2715. That'll text me directly. Just let me know who you're rooting for, who you are, and where you're rooting from. As we have a quick meeting on the field between the Bartow coach and the home plate umpire, but nothing comes of it. So ready to go again. The next pitch coming in are Gill. He swings on it, hits it down the right field line, but this one's going to go foul. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. South Sumter leading by a score of 1-0 over Bartow. Bartow not a high-scoring team through the first pool play. But they've made their money off their defensive ability, and we saw that early in this game with the put out at second base on the ball hit to the outfield. This is another rip down the right field line by Gill, but it again goes foul. And he's going to have to go back to the plate and reset. The runner at second is still Samuel Craig, number 8. Lake came around to score. Green got out at second. This is a hard hit to the left side of the infield. Number 4 for Bartow. Can't bring it in. Bryce Wimberly. That one's going to roll all the way to the fence. Gill is going to be on second with the double. Craig comes around to score. And on the throw in, Gill was able to move up to third. 2-0. South Sumter leads over Bartow. Craig scores from second. Gill advances to third on the throw, and now a new threat for South Sumter to score some more runs in this inning. They're putting the 2-out rally together here in the top of the first. Up now is number 9, Gabriel McCarthy. So he watches that first pitch. Second pitch coming in to McCarty, and he's way out in front of that one for the first strike of the at-bat. He's seen 2 pitches, 1 strike so far into McCarthy. And he's ahead of this one again. That's the second strike to McCarty. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As South Sumter's down to their last strike of this inning. McCarty watches this one, so 2 balls, 2 strikes. He's got to make contact with this one to stay alive. Pitch in, swung on, hit to the shortstop of Bartow. Going to be a close play at first base. But McCarty's speed is able to beat out the infield single. Gill scores from third. The score is 3-0 South Sumter over Bartow. That's an RBI single for McCarty. And it's going to bring up number 5, A.J. Tennille. He brings the bunt back. It's a steal attempt by South Sumter. Going to be a close play at second, but McCarty gets in under the tag. Good slide there by McCarty. It looked like a good throw there by Lane Slaughter. It looks like Bartow was going to have him out at second, but McCarty slid in underneath that tag at second, and he's going to be in scoring position for Tennille. Tennille hits this one to the shortstop of Bartow, but none able to get the ball over there in time. Tennille is going to be safe at first. And then some confusion around the base passes. Tennille was safe at first. He goes to run to second. Then when Bartow throws the ball to second, McCarty comes in to score at home. So that's another run there by South Sumter as they confuse Bartow on the base pass. The runner at second is going to be Tennille. He's going to be credited with the single. 4-0 South Sumter over Bartow as they're really putting pressure on this Bartow defense. And the coach is going to have a talk with this Bartow team to try to keep these defensive errors down. This is the same thing we saw when this team played Sebring yesterday. These Sebring and Bartow were battling for the 1 seed from their pool, as both of them were 2-0 headed to that game, and Sebring just put pressure on them on offense. Bartow's defense wasn't able to handle it. We see the same starting here. So Bartow trying to nip that problem early, having a meeting on the diamond here in the top of the first. 4-0 South Sumter leading over Bartow. 2 of these runs have come with 2 outs. Now number 41, Anthony Sparks, is going to be at the plate. The runner on second is A.J. Tennille. First pitch into Sparks, no offer. Tennille trying to take third. But he's going to be safe as it looked like Bartow was going to have him, but Hunter Parker couldn't hold on to the ball at third base. So that's a stolen base for A.J. Tennille, and he sits 1 bag closer to the 5th run of this inning. This is a grounder to the shortstop. Hustling down the first base line is Sparks, but he's not going to get there in time. That's a ground out, and that's going to end this inning. But not before South Sumter brings 4 runs across in the top of the first. We will head to the bottom of the first. You're listening to Dixie Youth Baseball here on JockJive.com.
Sebring sets Chateau Alon gives you it all. Just 10 minutes from the ball field so you can get to and from the games easily. Relaxation. The Chateau is a full conference center hotel with pool, food, internet, beverage service, business center, and more. Right on the legendary Sebring International Raceway with prices you'll love. Team rates start at just $69 a night and upgrades are available. Ask for the sales team at 888-84-HOTEL. That's 888-844-6835. 888-84-HOTEL. The Chateau Alon. Proud to partner with Dixie sports teams all over the state. Team rate specials for your group this season now at 888-84-HOTEL. Why settle for just a room when you can have the Chateau? The Chateau Alon on the historic hairpin turn at Sebring International Raceway in Sebring.
And welcome back, everyone, as we head to the bottom of the first inning. South Sumter putting the pressure on Bartow early, scoring 4 runs into that top of the first, 2 of them coming with 2 outs. Don't forget to like JockJive on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. Trying to reach 10,000 Facebook likes and 1,000 Twitter followers this summer, and we need your help to get there. And when you like us on Facebook, we keep you updated on scores, schedules, game status, and so much more. So go to JockJive.com and follow the shortcut to all social media, or simply put JockJive Sports in the search engine of Facebook or at JockJive on Twitter. Bartow has a chance to respond to that 4-run first inning by South Sumter here in the bottom of the first. And leading off the charge for Bartow is going to be number 21, Lane Holly, as he looks at that first pitch of the inning. And we do have a shout-out coming in. This is going to be Go Clayton Fredericks, first baseman for Bartow from Aunt Kess, who was watching in SunTrust Park. Hope I said your last name right. As Fredericks will probably be able to bat for Bartow in this inning. He's the 5th batter in this lineup. So we'll see if Bartow can get something going and get Fredericks up to bat for you. As this is a ground ball hit right to the pitcher of Sebring, and Lane Holly is going to go down for the first out of the inning on the ground out. And that's going to bring up the third baseman, number 42, Marcus Johnson. Saw Marcus Johnson make some really good plays out there at third base in the first and second game Bartow played in pool play. Some diving stops, some stops on his knees, and good throws over to first. Here comes the pitch into Johnson. He hits this one into left field, and it looks like it does drop in front of the South Sumter left fielder. Almost a great catch made out there in left field, but just rolled out of the glove. And Marcus Johnson is going to be on first with the single. And that's going to bring up the shortstop, number 3, Hunter Parker. As Parker swings at that first pitch, a good stop there by South Sumter's pitcher, number 6, Logan Ward. But then the ball just popped out of his glove, and he's unable to make a play at any base. Good job to stop the ball. Just unlucky there on the transition from the glove hand to the throwing hand. Everyone's safe. Standing on first is Hunter Parker. On second is Marcus Johnson. As a 1-out threat here for Bartow as they look to respond to that 4 runs that that South Sumter put up in that first inning for number 11, Lane Johnson. South Sumter looking to turn 2 here. And they end up doing it anyway. The out at second was made by South Sumter, but in time, running down to first base was Lane Slaughter. Marcus Johnson tries to force the issue and go from second to home, and South Sumter guns him down at the plate. A double play, and not the fashion that we expected it to happen, but a double play nonetheless. And Bartow is going to go down without a run here in the first inning. After a great defensive play there by South Sumter, will take us to the top of the second. South Sumter leading this game by a score of 4-0 over Bartow. You're listening to Dixie Youth Baseball here on JockJive.com.
What makes Dixie Youth Baseball different? Well, one good rule is required participation. During the local season, every player on every team is required to play in every game. And all tournament players are required to bat at least once in every game. It's not a perfect rule, but it's much more than most youth baseball organizations do. And it allows each baseball player to be an active participant. Just being a part of each win or loss means so much to the child. They just want to belong, and Dixie Youth Baseball sees to it that they do by making this a regular rule. We think this is a step in the right direction, the child's direction. Sportsmanship is one of the goals of Dixie Youth Baseball. At times, we see good sportsmanship displayed by everyone, except for some adults. We feel that as adults, regardless of whether or not they're active in the program, they're supposed to set a good example. Everyone can do this as they sit in the stands cheering for their favorite team. Be a good example of sportsmanship. Yell for, not against a team. In this way, you can set a good example of sportsmanship. Fans are as much a part of the game as the umpires, so be a good fan by cheering for your team and not against the other.
Welcome back as we get ready to start this second inning after a great play there made in the bottom of the first as South Sumter doubled up Bartow to end that inning. Ending the Bartow threat, South Sumter now holds the 4-0 lead headed into the top of the second with number 14, Wes Amons, leading off for this South Sumter team. Amons fouls this one back. Here comes the next pitch into Amons. And he doesn't swing at that one. Didn't like the location of it. And he watches it go by for the ball. Right underneath that one is Amons, and he fouls it into the backstop. As he has to make contact with this pitch now or put it in play. As he gets set for this next pitch. Ball into the machine and fouled back. It lands right on top of our dugout here. And goes back and rolls down the roofing. They have another ball out there, and here's the next pitch. This one is straightened out by Amons, and he is going to be on first with the single, clapping his hands after that nice at-bat to lead off the second with the single.
Up to that, number 22, Gabriel Sabalona.
Now it's number 22, Gabriel Sabalona at the plate. As he watches the first pitch go by. Fouled back there by Sabalona. He's the second batter in this inning. There you have three more batters for South Sumter before we turn the lineup over. Sabalona, Bryson Mitchell, and Logan Ward still have yet to bat in this game. Standing on first is Wes Amons, as he's now 1 for 1 on the day with the single. This one's a little low. Amons is going to try to take second, and he again gets in under the tag. That's been a reoccurring theme here for South Sumter. We do have a catcher change. Number 2, Clayton Fredericks, is now behind the plate for Bartow. Good throws have been made by the catchers, but just getting in under the tag, it seems, is South Sumter multiple times already in this game. So now Wes Amons is standing in scoring position as Gabriel Sabalina is still fighting at the plate. He just fouled off that last pitch down the left field line. And ball into the hopper, and he fouls another one back. Good rips here by Sabalona. He's just yet to put one in play. Next pitch into Gabe Sabalona. He's underneath that one, and it's going to be the first out of the inning by strikeout as Sabalona goes down swinging to bring up number 13, Bryson Mitchell. With the runner in scoring position for Mitchell, as Wes Amon stands at second. Mitchell watches that first pitch go by. Second pitch into Mitchell is grounded to the shortstop for Bartow. And this one, Hunter Parker throws away. That's going to bring Amons around to score and let Mitchell run into second. Mitchell will be accredited with the RBI single. He's going to advance on the throw, and that's going to extend South Sumter's lead to 5-0. It's going to bring up number 6, Logan Ward, to the plate. He is the bottom of the order for this South Sumter team. As number 44, Tyson Lake, stands on deck, the leadoff batter. This one's hit into left field as Logan Ward is going to take second with the double. But Mitchell was only able to advance to third. So the threat continues for South Sumter with Mitchell standing on third, Logan Ward standing on second with only one out here in the top of the second. For number 44, Tyson Lake, who hit a double in his first plate appearance. He squares the bunt but pulls it back, no offer. Just watching that first pitch. Second pitch coming into Lake. He puts a swing on this one. It's a slow dribbler in front of the plate. He is going to be out at first, but he is also going to pick up the RBI as Mitchell was able to score from third. It's a ground out RBI for Lake. 6-0 the score now. South Sumter over Bartow. The runner at third will be Logan Ward as he advanced on that slow dribbler by Lake, and that's going to bring up 34, Kingston Green, in an RBI opportunity. He's 1 for 1 on the day. He hit a single in that first inning. 2 runs have been scored in this inning by South Sumter, where they scored 4 in that first inning. This is a deep fly ball out to left field over the head of everyone out there for Bartow. One of the deepest hits we've seen all day on this field, or all week on this field there by Kingston Green, as he really got into that one and hits the RBI double to keep the threat alive for South Sumter. Another runner in scoring position, another run for South Sumter on the RBI double as Logan Ward comes around to score. Number 8, Samuel Craig, now at the plate. He's 1 for 1 on the day with the single. 7-0 the score, South Sumter over Bartow. This is a grounder to shortstop Hunter Parker. Strong throw by Parker. It looks like the ball got there in time, but 21, Lane Holly, couldn't keep his foot on the bag, and that's going to keep this inning alive. Runners at the corners for South Sumter as Samuel Craig picks up the single. 2 outs here, top of the second.
Up to bat, number 42, Bubba Boone.
That brings up number 42, Bubba Boone, as he has another chance to pick up an RBI. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Seven to 0 the score now. Top of the second, South Sumter has scored 3 runs in this inning after putting up 4 in the first. And they have a chance to add some more if Bubba Boone can put this one in play. He hits it right to the shortstop. Hunter Parker, who's going to run and touch second to end this inning. 3 runs scored by South Sumter in that inning makes the score 7 to 0 as Bubba Boone picks up the ground out. We are going to head to the bottom of the second. Coming up next for Bartow is going to be number 2, Clayton Fredericks. You are listening to Dixie Youth Baseball here on JockJive.com.
Coming to Sebring for the tournaments? Sebring Chateau Alon gives you it all. Just 10 minutes from the ball field so you can get to and from the games easily. Relaxation. The Chateau is a full conference center hotel with pool, food, internet, beverage service, business center, and more. Right on the legendary Sebring International Raceway with prices you'll love. Team rates start at just $69 a night and upgrades are available. Ask for the sales team at 888-84-HOTEL. That's 888-844-6835. 888-84-HOTEL. The Chateau Alon. Proud to partner with Dixie sports teams all over the state. Team rate specials for your group this season now at 888-84-HOTEL. Why settle for just a room when you can have the Chateau? The Chateau Alon on the historic hairpin turn at Sebring International Raceway in Sebring.
Welcome back here to the bottom of the second as Bartow looks to get something going. They were doing good in that first inning, but then a well-turned double play by South Sumter ended their threat, and they were unable to score in that first. And now South Sumter's put them in a do-or-die situation, already down 7 to 0 here in the bottom of the second. Good news for Bartow, you could score up to 7 runs in an inning. So technically they can come back and tie this game up if they can get their bats going. But it's going to have to happen quick as number 2, Clayton Fredericks, is going to be at the plate for his first plate appearance.
Number 2, Clayton Fredericks.
First pitch into Fredericks. He watches it go by for a ball. Second pitch. This one hit by Fredericks out to the left fielder for South Sumter, but a great play made out there in left field for the first out of the inning. Great snag out there by the left fielder of South Sumter, and Fredericks is going to go down with the fly out for the first out of this second.
Number 23, Elijah Jenkins.
That brings up number 23, Elijah Jenkins, as he tries to bunt himself on base, but it rolls foul down the third base line. One out here in the bottom of the second for Bartow. This one put in play by Jenkins, going to be close play at first, but he goes down on the ground out. That's the second out. 2 up, 2 down for Bartow for number 5, Braden Williams.
Up to bat, number 5, Braden Williams.
As Braden Williams tries to get the 2-out rally going here for Bartow. He comes up with his first plate appearance. Swung right over top of that one, Williams did, and he's going to have to reset. His coaches giving him a little coaching down the third base line to keep his eye on the ball and send this one into the outfield. We'll see if he can do it here. Pitch into the hopper. This one swung on, hit out into left field. A diving slide made by South Sumter, but the ball lands in front of him as Williams is going to be on first with the single. As he tries to get this two-out rally going for Bartow as they're trailing 7-0 here in the bottom of the second. And that's going to bring up number 10, Porter Yates, the lefty.
Up to bat, number 10, Porter Yates.
He's got his hands high in the batter's box, ready to swing at this first pitch, and he does. He swings right over top of it, though. Coach sets him in the batter's box, and here comes the second pitch. This one swung on by Yates and fouled back for the second strike. Bartow now down to their last strike. They need Yates to take this next pitch or put it in play. At least make contact if he does swing. And some commotions going on in the other fields. We got 4 games going on around us. All double elimination bracket play as these players are trying to win this state machine pitch Dixie Youth Tournament here. Next pitch coming into Yates, and he swings right over top of it. That's going to be a strikeout, and that's going to end this inning. Braden Williams gets on base with the 2-out single, but he cannot make his way around the base pass. We are headed to the top of the third with the score South Sumter 7, Bartow 0. Number 33, Hunter Gill, will be up to bat next. You're listening to Dixie Youth Baseball here on JockJive.com.
Here are some things you may not know about JockJive. We're one of the nation's premier sports production companies. From audio only to full-scale video productions, we can do it all. Our list of clients is continuing to grow and includes the Southwestern Athletic Conference, Gulf South Conference, NJCAA, Georgia Collegiate Athletic Association, Alabama Community College Conference, Perfect Game, Great American Rivalries, youth sports like Dixie, American Legion, Babe Ruth, plus a litany of high schools, junior colleges, and more. We've worked with names I bet you recognize, like Johnny Manziel, Trent Dilfer, Doug Williams, Monty Coleman, and more. And we travel to practically every part of the country, from New York to California, Florida to Minnesota, and everywhere in between. Here's another thing you may not know. We are ready to come to work for you. That's right, we have a package to fit practically every budget. Just go to JockJive.com and contact us to get international coverage for your next sporting event. Your athletes deserve the best. They deserve JockJive.
As we are back here for the third inning of play. Top of the third between South Sumter and Bartow. Bartow holding the 7-0 lead over South Sumter, holding the 7-0 lead over Bartow. If you want to send in any shout-outs to any of the players you're rooting for down there, text it to that number you see on the screen, 410-903-2715. Just tell me who you're rooting for, and I'll be sure to read it out. And if you're out of the state of Florida, make sure that you know, or you tell me where you are rooting from. So we'll try to collect states throughout the day. Had the Eastern Seaboard represented very well 2 days ago.
Up to bat, number 33,
with
Hunter Gill.
New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, and Tennessee all being represented. The best one I've ever gotten was when we were doing a tournament out in Spring Hill. Someone was watching from Finland, So that was definitely the coolest shout out I've gotten yet. So if you can top that one, definitely go ahead and text in. As number 3, Hunter Gill, 33, Hunter Gill is going to be at the plate for South Sumter. In his second plate appearance, he hits this one right back up the middle. Great play made by Bartow's number 10, Porter Yates, to snag that ball and get the first out of this inning. That's a ground out for Gill to start this third. Here comes number 9, Gabriel McCarty. As he squares around to fake a bunt on this first pitch that he sees. McCarty's 1 for 1 on the day with a single and an RBI. As a few defensive changes are made by Bartow. I was going to say number 42, the usual third baseman, is now playing shortstop, Marcus Johnson, as that ball gets right past him at shortstop on a hard hit grounder by McCarty. That's going to be a single for him. He's going to be 2 for 2 on the day. Great contact made by that one. Heard it loud and clear through our microphone down there. Playing third base now is number 23, Elijah Jenkins for Bartow. And behind the plate is number 11, Lane Slaughter. This is my 4th game calling for Bartow, so I'm starting to recognize these kids out here. And this one's hit to Marcus Johnson, but he can't bring that ball in time. Looked like he was going to have a chance to go out and step on second and get the lead runner, but a bobble with the ball leads number 5, A.J. Tennille, to be standing on first, and no out recorded by Bartow, as now there's a runner on first and second for number 41, Anthony Sparks.
Number 41, Anthony Sparks.
Top of the third, South Sumter leads 7-0, 1 out, as there's a runner on first and second for this South Sumter team, as Sparks watches the first pitch go by. Sparks is 0 for 1 on the day with a ground out in that first inning. South Sumter scored 4 in the first, 3 in the second, and that's where he stands with the 7. Another fake bunt here by Sparks. Just trying to get this Bartow team out of position, as South Sumter's trying to take an extra base or two. As this ball gets past Porter on the mound, but good back up there by Bartow's number 4, Bryce Wimberly, to keep everyone on their respective bases. And here's the next pitch coming into Sparks, and he fouls it back. We had some weather on our first day here in Sebring. We had great weather yesterday, so knock on wood that we can repeat that effort here. No rain delays. Rain is something we do not want to see. There's another foul ball by Sparks, as he's now staying alive at the plate. He's got to keep making contact with these pitches. 1 out here, top third, 7-0. South Sumter leads over Bartow. This one's dribbled back up the middle. Nobody's there for Bartow, and that's going to bring a run around to score. On the slow dribbler back up the middle, McCarty's going to score from second, making the score 8-0. South Sumter over Bartow. Anthony Sparks is going to pick up the RBI single. He's going to be on first. A.J. Tennille is going to move to second, and that's going to bring up number 14, Wes Amons. This pitch comes in, and no offer at it by Wes. as Wes fouls this one back into the backstop, hitting the roof of our building here. Wes Amons 1 for 1 on the day with a single. He hits this one to the second baseman of Bartow. This one brought in for the second out. That's a fly out for Amons. Now 2 outs in this top of the third for number 22, Gabriel Sabalona. He's 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. He was way ahead of the pitches in that first at bat. So his coach trying to set him in the batter's box so we can square one up here. He watches that first pitch go by. And there's the pitch. He squares up. This one's going all the way to the fence. It lands on the warning track. Great swing there by Sabalona. That's going to score one. Put Sabalona on second with the double. RBI double for Sabalona makes the score 9-0. He's going to be on second. Tennille's going to score, and Sparks is going to move to third to bring up number 13, Bryson Mitchell, as he put a charge into that one and hit it all the way out to the warning track, almost hitting it off the fence. As Mitchell squares to bunt on the first one, but pulls the bat back. Now 2 in scoring position for South Sumter as they really look to break this game open. They need a hit here by Bryson Mitchell if they want to do that. And he hits it back up the middle. That one is going to sneak through. That's going to score at least one. And it looks like it's also going to bring Sabalona around to score 2. 2-run single by Bryson Mitchell makes the score 11-0. Bases clearing single by Mitchell. To bring up number 6, Logan Ward, who's 1 for 1 on the day with a double. He put a big charge into one in his first at bat. The runner on first is Bryson Mitchell, who's 2 for 2 on the day with 3 runs batted in. This one, there's a bunt laid down by Logan Ward. It's going to be a close play at first, but that one gets away from the first baseman of Bartow, number 2, Clayton Fredericks. And then another error as Fredericks tries to throw to third to get number 13 of South Sumter, Bryson Mitchell, and that ball gets away. So Bryson is going to be able to score from third on the bunt, or score from first on the bunt, and Logan Ward is going to move all the way to third base. And that's going to reset the lineup again as Tyson Link, number 44, is going to be up to bat. Tyson Lake's second plate appearance. He's 1 for 2 on the day with a double and a ground out. 12-0, South Sumter leads after another 2-out rally here. But Tyson pops this one up. That's going to be a fly out. And we will head to the bottom of the third with South Sumter now leading over Bartow by a score of 12-0. As they exploded for 5 runs in that third inning. They scored 4 in the first, 3 in the second, now 5 in the third. And Bartow still looking for their first run. Number 4, Bryce Wimberly, will be at the plate when we come back. You're listening to Dixie Youth Baseball here on JockJive.com.
The Sportsmanship Award is one of the most coveted awards to be won at this Dixie Youth Baseball Tournament. Sportsmanship is playing hard to win, but realizing all cannot become winners. It is being a gracious loser and even more a gracious winner. Good sportsmanship involves such matters as fair play, keen rivalry, but careful observance of the rules, courtesy, and a generous attitude toward an opponent. To be considered for an award for sportsmanship, a team must, 1, demonstrate good conduct and positive attitude by all players and coaches, both on and off the field. Number 2, be prompt and participate in all scheduled activities throughout the tournament. 3, have fans that show good conduct and attitude toward umpires and opposing teams. And 4, be neat in appearance and dress of both team and coaches at all times. We ask all in attendance here at this Dixie Youth Tournament join the coaches and players in making these qualifications the rule of behavior while attending these tournament games. Let's make this year a wonderful year of fun and great memories.
As welcome back as we have now made our way to the bottom of the third inning as Bartow's looking to get something going here. They haven't scored any runs so far. Shut out in the first and second inning, but that's going to bring up now number 4, Bryce Wimberly, to the plate to try to get something going for Bartow, his first plate appearance on the day. This pitch comes into Wimberly, but he swings right over top of it. That's going to be his first strike. One ball, one strike now to Wimberly. And this one's hit by Wimberly. That's going to be a soft fly ball out into right field. But a great play made out there by the right fielder, Kingston Green. That ball lands in front of him, but before Wimberly can get down first base, he fields it and throws it to first for the force out. It's not something you see very often.
AJ Phillips.
As what looked to be a sure single for Wimberly ends up to be an out for South Sumter. And that's just how this game has gone so far for Bartow. Good strong throw made out there by Green into the first baseman for South Sumter. Number 42, Bubba Boone playing first. To get the first out of this inning, that's going to bring up number 1, A.J. Phillips, who now bats with one out. After that threat was cut down by South Sumter, number 33, Hunter Gill, behind the plate catching the pitches for South Sumter as they lead this game 12-0 in the bottom of the third. Right over top of that one is A.J. Phillips, and he's going to go down swinging. Now 2 quick outs for Bartow as this inning has taken a quick turn after what looked like was going to be a single for Wimberly. Number 88, Grayson Kilpatrick, is going to have his first plate appearance for Bartow now. This one swung over top by Kilpatrick. As he gets back in the batter's box for his next pitch. This one swung on a slow dribbler out to the mound. It's going to be a close play at first. Strong throw made there by number 6, Logan Ward, but not in time to get Kilpatrick. And he's going to be on first with a 2-out single. Just shows how big that force out for Bryce Wimberly was, as now Bartow could have been in business with at least first and second with 1 out. But now 2 outs and only a runner on first for the bottom of the lineup, number 00, Ryder Music. Don't let the bottom of the lineup fool you, though, as I've seen Ryder Music take one for a ride earlier in this tournament. He can hit at the bottom of this lineup for Bartow. As he shoots that one foul right into the dugout of Bartow. And he gets set for his next pitch. We reset the lineup. The leadoff batter for Bartow was number 21, Lane Holly. He stands on deck. Next pitch into Music. He hits this one and loses the bat in the process. But it's going to be an out, a force out at second. And another scoreless inning for Bartow. As there's a ground out for Music. And we head to the fourth with South Sumter leading by a score of 12-0. Coming up next for South Sumter should be number 34, Kingston Green. You're listening to Dixie Youth Baseball here on JockJive.com.
We invite your support and contributions to the Dixie Youth Scholarship Fund. Offering financial assistance to hundreds of former players was not accomplished easily. Funds for these scholarships came from many sources, including donations. We ask you to consider making a contribution and by doing so, help more graduates from Dixie Youth Leagues to continue their education. All money collected for the Scholarship Fund is given for scholarships. No funds are kept for administrative purposes. If you would be interested in knowing more about the scholarship program, contact one of the officials at this tournament. They will provide information and explain what to do. On behalf of those who have received scholarships in the past years, may we express our appreciation for your support of the scholarship program. Thanks to you, it's working. Every league in Dixie Youth Baseball sets their sights each year on the Dixie Youth Baseball World Series. In August, champions in the Majors Division, the AAA Division, or the O-Zone Division from each state compete for the #1 position in Dixie Youth Baseball. Why not combine your vacation with a week of championship youth baseball at the Dixie Youth World Series?
Welcome back, everyone. We are here in the top of the fourth as South Sumter looks to add on to their 12-0 lead. Just to remind you, there is a run rule in place in these games. It's going to be 10 runs after 4 innings. So South Sumter trying to add to their lead here, but no matter what, Bartow is going to have to manufacture some runs in the bottom of this inning. We'll see how many they need to manufacture after this top of the inning. South Sumter has scored 4 in the first, 3 in the second, and now 5 in the third, and they lead by a score of 12-0. Coming up to bat first for South Sumter, it's going to be the man who made that great play out in right field to throw out Bryce Wimberly, Kingston Green. He's 2 for 2 on the day with a single and a double as he watches that first pitch go by for the first ball of the at-bat. Here's the next pitch and another pitch watched go by. So we have a shout out coming in. Good job, South Sumter. Good job, Anthony Sparks from Great Grandma Betty. And this is a swing and a hot shot down to third base. Marcus Johnson for Bartow picks it up and makes a great throw over on to first for the first out of this inning. That's a ground out for Kingston Green. If you wonder how she sent in that shout out, you can text it into the number on your screen to 410-903-2715. And I'll be here to read it over the air.
Now batting, number 8, Samuel Craig.
Just let me know who you're rooting for, who you are, and where you're rooting from. As that's the first out of this top of the fourth as Bartow's trying to keep this game as close as possible with the score 12-0, as they need to get the amount of runs under 10 before the end of this fourth inning, so they don't want this lead to swell or it's going to make it very difficult for them. If it gets over, you can only score 7 runs in an inning, so actually, if it gets over 7 or over 17 or over, if South Sumter scores in this inning, this game would, in fact, end. As number 8, Samuel Craig, is at the plate. He's 2 for 2 on the day with 2 singles. This pitch comes in to Craig, and he hits it into right field for a single, a 1-out single for Craig. Gives him a 3 for 3 day. As we hear some commotion going on in the field to the left, as it sounds like Fort Meade just tied up that game. Those fans are loud. We don't have as much cheering going on over here.
Now batting, number 42, Bubba Boone.
Telling these fans needs to get on the level of the Fort Meade fans. They're going crazy over there for that tie game. We've heard some cheering as South Sumter's put some charges into the ball out into the outfield, and now Bubba Boone has a chance to do it. He's the only South Sumter player without a hit so far. He's 0 for 2, not because he hasn't hit the ball hard. He hit one way out to left field that was caught by the left fielder of Bartow, and then he hit one hard right back up the middle. And the Bartow pitcher, Porter Yates, made a great play on it. He just needs to hit the ball hard where no one is. He's just hitting it right at people right now, so he's 0 for 2, but he has a chance with 1 out and a runner on first to get his first hit. This one's hit to center field, and it's going to find a gap, and there's his first hit as it goes all the way to the fence. As there's a base running mistake, as Samuel Craig probably could have taken third, and it would have been a double for Bubba Boone, but he stopped at second. And the third base coach for South Sumter's like, what are you doing? I was telling you to come to third. But at least no out was recorded. Wasn't that big of a mistake for South Sumter, as now there's a runner on first and second with 1 out here in the top of the fourth. Score 12-0 for number 33, Hunter Gill, who's 1 for 2 on the day with a double and a ground out. Samuel Craig stands on second. Bubba Boone stands on first. No runs have been scored yet in this top of the first, as a fake bunt there by Gill, but he pulls the bat back. No one advances for South Sumter. In the circle now for Bartow is number 21, Lane Holly. He's playing the pitching position now. Lane Slaughter stills behind the plate. This is a hot shot to the second baseman for Bartow, and they're going to tag Bubba Boone out between first and second. So that's going to be the second out of this inning, as Hunter Gill is going to reach on the fielder's choice here in the fourth. Bubba Boone will be out between first and second. Samuel Craig will move to third. So runners at the corners for Gabriel McCarty. He's 2 for 2 on the day with 2 singles. He's going to have a chance to bring in another RBI here. He got an RBI in that first inning, as Lane Slaughter looks the runners back for Bartow. South Sumter trying to put up some runs in this inning. Bartow trying to put up their first 0 on the board, as South Sumter's put up runs in every inning so far. They need one more out to do so. Bartow does, as we have 2 outs here in the top of the 4th with Gabriel McCarty at the plate. This one is hit by McCarty right to the shortstop of Bartow, and they do get the out at second. Bartow's going to end this inning. South Sumter unable to score. So South Sumter is going to take the 12-0 lead into the bottom of the 4th. Bartow's going to have to score at least 3 runs to keep this game alive. The leadoff batter, number 21, Lane Holly, will be coming up to bat for Bartow when we come back. You're listening to Dixie Youth Baseball here on JockJive.com.
Coming to Sebring for the tournaments? Sebring Chateau Alon gives you it all. Just 10 minutes from the ball field so you can get to and from the games easily. Relaxation. The Chateau is a full conference center hotel with pool, food, internet, beverage service, business center, and more. Right on the legendary Sebring International Raceway with prices you'll love. Team rates start at just $69 a night, and upgrades are available. Ask for the sales team at 888-84-HOTEL. That's 888-844-6835. 888-84-HOTEL. The Chateau Alon. Proud to partner with Dixie sports teams all over the state. Team rate specials for your group this season now at 888-84-HOTEL. Why settle for just a room when you can have the Chateau? The Chateau Alon on the historic hairpin turn at Sebring International Raceway in Sebring.
As we are back here in the bottom of the 4th, as Bartow looks to get something going in this game as they trail South Sumter by a score of 12-0. It may come as a surprise to you how affordable it is to have JockJive Sports provide coverage of your sporting event or sports team with quality streaming, offering a national and international platform to show off your school or sport. We produce everything from youth sports to the NCAA Division I. Literally from every part of this country, large productions are small, tiny venues are huge. We can and have done it all. So put JockJive Sports to work for you. Email info@jockjive.com. Just to remind you, this is not an elimination game for either of these two teams. We play in this tournament bracket double elimination for this state tournament machine pitch here in Sebring for Dixie Youth Baseball. So, although Bartow may have their backs up against the wall here, and they may, if they can't score any runs, be sent to the losers bracket, their tournament will not be done, as they will just maybe have a harder path into the championship game than if they would have won or would come out a winner in this first game. But they have a chance to score 7 runs here and could make this a whole new ball game with a big inning. So we'll see if the second time through the lineup for Bartow comes out better than the first time, as they've gone through the lineup once and haven't scored any runs yet. Lane Holly 0 for 1 on the day with a ground out. That first inning was looked the best for Bartow, but then a well-turned double play by South Sumter ended that inning. So this top of the lineup has provided the most threat, and we'll see if they can come around here and bring some runs across, as Lane Holly hits that one foul to the right side. Here comes the next pitch into Holly after the coach sets him in the batter's box. Ball into the hopper and swung right over top of it for a strike. And he's going to be down to his last strike now. as Bartow's trying to get the leadoff batter on here to start this bottom of the 4th inning. Holly puts this one in play. It's a pop-up right onto the pitcher's mound, and he's going to be safe at first. Bartow gets the leadoff batter on to start the bottom of the 4th, as Lane Holly gets on with a single to bring up number 42, Marcus Johnson. Johnson 1 for 1 on the day with a single. He was thrown out at home in that first inning, and he was the last out of the inning at home. He was the second out of that double play turn by South Sumter. He was trying to force the issue going from second to home on a single, but he was gunned down and tagged out by the catcher, number 33, Hunter Gale, at the plate. And this is a hit right back up the middle to the pitcher, number 6 for South Sumter, Logan Ward, who makes the throw to second. And South Sumter is going to get a big out and get the leadoff batter out, as Marcus Johnson's going to be on first with the fielder's choice to bring up number 3, Hunter Parker. Here's the next pitch into Parker. This one's grounded to the second baseman. South Sumter looking to turn 2, but just not in time, as that's a fielder choice for Hunter Parker. That's the second out of the inning. And now Bartow's down to their last out, and number 11, Lane Slaughter, the catcher, is going to be the one to try to keep the game alive for Bartow. Standing at first is number 3, Hunter Parker. At the plate is number 11, Lane Slaughter, as Bartow needs some runs in this inning to keep this game alive. Slaughter puts one in play right to the shortstop, and they step on first to end this inning. That's going to be 3 outs, and that's going to end this game, as Lane Slaughter goes down on the fielder's choice. Bartow is defeated by South Sumter by a score of 12-0. We're going to take a quick break while the players shake hands after the game, and then we will come back and tell you who's going to be awarded the sportsmanship and MVP for this game. You're listening to Dixie Youth Baseball here on JockJive.com. The final from this game: South Sumter 12, Bartow 0.
Sportsmanship is one of the goals of Dixie Youth Baseball. At times, we see good sportsmanship displayed by everyone, except for some adults. We feel that as adults, regardless of whether or not they're active in the program, they're supposed to set a good example. Everyone can do this as they sit in the stands cheering for their favorite team. Be a good example of sportsmanship. Yell for, not against a team. In this way, you can set a good example of sportsmanship. Fans are as much a part of the game as the umpires, so be a good fan by cheering for your team and not against the other.
As we're looking to give out the Sportsmanship Award and MVP Award for these two sides. The Sportsmanship Award is going to go to a player on Bartow.
The sportsmanship medal goes to number 1, A.J. Phillips.
As A.J. Phillips is going to win the Sportsmanship Award for Bartow. And now here comes the announcement for the MVP from South Sumter.
MVP goes to number 44, Tyson Lake.
Tyson Lake is going to win the MVP for South Sumter, as South Sumter defeats Bartow in a run rule by a score of 12-4 or 12-0 in 4 innings. And they are going to move on to the winner's bracket. Bartow still alive, though. They'll just be sent to the loser's bracket. We have plenty of more games coming today, so make sure you stay with us here on JockJive.com if you want to watch this Dixie Youth Baseball Machine Pitch State Tournament. I'm Anthony Crum with JockJive.com. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you're back a little bit later. Have a good rest of your day.